I was at the gym this morning doing an easy 45-minute incline walk on the treadmill, just trying to get my mind right. So while I was walking, I was watching a YouTube video titled, "This is Quietly Blocking Your Income" by an amazing woman that I discovered at the end of 2025, Glow Atonmo. Oh, I hope I'm not butchering her name. Her name is so unique, Glow. So I've been following her ever since. And now I even have the privilege of working with her. So this specific episode, it spoke directly to my soul. After the workout, I did some meditation and it encouraged me to look deeper into the things that are quietly blocking my income. So I'm talking about the invisible walls that we build around ourselves without even knowing it. So I wanted to talk about these beliefs with you today because maybe you can relate to them. Maybe you're working 14-hour days, but your bank account is stalled because of a belief that you picked up when you were 7 years old. Maybe, like me, you feel that you've accomplished so much, and sometimes you feel that you don't have anything to show for it. We're going to look at these money stories, root them out, and finally commend the abundance that we deserve. So, the first person that came to mind during my meditation was my dad. I admired him a lot because he didn't even finish elementary school, yet he became an incredibly wealthy businessman. He built a very privileged life for us. But as a child, there were some things that he did that always puzzled me. My dad had no problem splurging on himself. He lived with zero limits. But when it came to the rest of the family, it was like he put us all on a strict allowance. There was no limit for him, but there was a cap for everyone else. As a kid, I feel that this shaped my perception of people with money. I grew up thinking that when you have money, you splurge on yourself, but you have to limit how much you spend on the people closest to you. It created this disconnect where money was something to be guarded, from others rather than shared in abundance. I think about this a lot. I think about this a lot. The second thing that crossed my mind was on my birthday as a child. I don't remember how old I was, but there was a pair of shoes that was very popular that I really, really, really wanted. And my mom asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I told her I wanted those shoes. We went to the store on my birthday. She picked me up from school, and we went to the store to buy them. And turns out the shoes were $60. When the clerk told her the price, my mom blurted out right there in the middle of the store, "Why would I spend that much on a pair of shoes? I don't even spend that much on shoes for myself." I remember thinking, but you have the money for it. Why wouldn't you spend it even on yourself? If you are Haitian like me, you can probably relate to this. We grow up with this lack mindset where even when you are blessed, even when you have it, you feel that you have to save everything for a looming rainy day. We are taught to use money only for what is strictly needed, but we feel guilty using it to actually improve our quality of life. The third thing that came to mind was a season in my online business where people started calling out seven-figure earners. I joined one of these communities because I really admired the person leading that community. But I quickly realized that 90% of what was discussed was actually trauma bonding. It was all about bashing and criticizing people with money, calling them scammers, calling them liars. I eventually had to leave that group because I realized that it was shaping my perception of success. It was inviting me to form a toxic opinion about people I actually had an opportunity to learn from. In these environments, no one was growing. That was another observation. Everyone was complaining. No one was joining forces to create something new or to even hire each other. So it was a community of complaining, not a community of doing. There was one particular millionaire, a woman that this group loved to critique. But I admired that person because I mostly admired her resilience. No matter how much her world was crumbling publicly, she never missed a day of service to her customers. She had a software product that I actually used and absolutely loved. So when I told the group leader that I was a part of that the software was brilliant and it actually saved me money, that person said to me, I don't care how good it is, I will never buy anything from her. She even went on her podcast and told people that the software was $297 a month, completely ignoring the $97 tier that existed for small business owners like me. I reached out to her and I corrected her, and she said, I don't care if it's cheaper. Online business owners don't need that stuff anyway. That's when I realized that she wasn't a critic, she was a hater. And being a hater is self destructive because it distracts you from learning and from growing. I had to make a decision. Am I here to form opinions about people's lives? That really none of my business. Or am I here to grow my business and help others? I realized that staying in that environment, it was actually robbing me of the chance to solve my own challenges. My mom always told me when I brought my grievances to her as a child, what are you going to do about it? So I don't believe in complaining about something that you aren't willing to do anything about to change. If you see something you don't like in the online space, don't just bash it. Be the difference. You cannot cultivate a mindset to attract abundance when you are constantly in environments where the only thing you do is bash the people who are doing better than you. I don't think calling people out is productive. What is productive is having a conversation or choosing to not follow them. The most important thing that I've learned is that you have to be willing to humble yourself. You have to be quick to listen and slow to speak. I'm not afraid to admit when I don't understand something or to ask for help. My mom actually cultivated that in me at a very young age. She cultivated in me to never be afraid to say, I don't know, because smart people ask questions. They acknowledge what they don't understand so they can move forward. Thank you, Mom. I should say, thank you, Mommy. So I'm asking you today, can you relate to this? Is there an environment or a mindset that is quietly blocking your income? Are you willing to challenge those beliefs and ask for the help that you need? I'm Webley, and I am so glad I started this journey. Even when I was nervous to do it, this was day 13, y'all, and I will see you tomorrow for day 14. Bye.